Many thanks for staying here. In our first story, the Ghana Police Service has cancelled a curfew imposed by the Nungua Traditional Council in honor of the late Gbowulomo of the Gadangbe State. Now, the curfew, which was supposed to take effect yesterday, had to be suspended following dialogue between the police and the traditional authority. There's actually a statement to that effect from the police, and let me quickly take you through it now. It's with the headline, "No Curfew in Nungua." The Nungua Traditional Council, it reads, has not imposed curfew in Nungua Township and its environs beginning from Thursday, 2nd March to Saturday, 4th March 2017, as earlier announced. After a thorough dialogue between the police and the Nungua traditional authorities, the Traditional Council has rescinded its earlier decision to restrict movement of persons, vehicles and commercial activities during the period. Members of the general public can therefore go about their socio-economic activities peacefully without any form of hindrance. However, the main Tema Nungua Beach Road will be blocked to traffic on Saturday, 4th March 2017 between 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Motorists are advised to make arrangements for alternative routes before embarking on their journeys. Well, we have Ifya Tenga, who is Accra Police PRO, joining us on the line to find out what actually led to the suspension of this curfew. Good afternoon, ma'am, and thanks for your time. Now, why?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, thank you so much for your time. Why have you cancelled this particular curfew?
Yes, thank you very much for having me on your network. Yesterday, the Accra Regional Police Command, together with the Nungua Traditional Council, had to hold an emergency meeting regarding earlier announcements of some curfews that were supposed to be imposed on some jurisdictions or some catchment area within the Nungua environment. And this has occasioned because there were certain procedures that needed to have been followed, but they were ignored. And we also realized that there was so much confusion that were going to be occasioned as a result of the curfew. Therefore, there was a dialogue between the two parties, and finally, both the traditional leaders or the traditional council, together with the police, had to suspend the curfew to make way for commercial activities and other socio-economic activities as if nothing had even happened. But we are, as we read the statement, we had indicated that traffic will be, or the road will be blocked on the Saturday, that's the 4th of March. We are, however, deploying personnel within the areas to ensure that people go about their activities peacefully without any form of restriction. And you can also find out or confirm that from the Traditional Council, both a collaboration between the two parties. And that is what we have arrived on.
All right, Madam, would you like sharing with us the procedures that the Traditional Council did not follow?
Right from the beginning, I think that there were some stakeholders that needed to have been involved in the process. Both of us needed to have sat down to plan the whole thing. But we realized that most of these things probably has become an oversight. And so going back again was going to be a very long process. And as such, we had to quickly suspend it so that maybe next time appropriately we do things in order as is expected of all of us.
So in effect, you're saying the police service was not involved in the earlier decision to impose this curfew?
Initially, we were not involved.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. DSP Ifya Tenga is with the Ghana Police Service. Well, checks by Joy News this morning showed shops in and around the Nungua market remain closed to business activities in apparent adherence to the curfew. Joy News' Abla Afokpa has been speaking to some residents around the market.
Currently, the situation is calm. Commercial activities have come to a halt. Stores have been closed. Businesses have been closed. Schools have closed down. We have children at home. And this is all because of the funeral for the chief priest of Gadangbe State, the Numo Bokete Lawechulu. So if you look around, you can see the shops are closed, no business activities going on. The streets are virtually empty. You see one or two people walking about. You see one or two people gathered, and they're having conversation about the funeral arrangement and how commercial activities have come to a halt. We have some people here. We're going to talk to them, and they're going to tell us the effect of the commercial activities that have come to a halt. You're welcome to Joy News. Tell us, how has this halt of commercial activities affected you?
It's really affecting. It's really affecting. Since from 3 days ago, we were told that, today stores will be closed and school from today to today and Friday. There will not be a school due to this. These children have to, mothers have to take care of them because you are not allowed to allow your children to go here and there. So, I mean, it makes everything very, very complicated. You see, for me, for instance, I stay near the king, where the king is. I stay near there, and for due to this, yesterday we slept around 8 o'clock because of the reduced curfew. You are not to go out, and you have to be, because tradition is a tradition, and it is obvious that you cannot go away from tradition. So there's no option to do than to go by the rules and regulation. It is really affecting. For instance, today, as I want food stuff, I have to board a car to Ashaman to go and buy all those things due to the stores and everything has been shut down, and you have no option but just to go by the rules and regulations. It is really affecting parents and then and the township as whole. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this is one person. Let's go to another person. Ma'am, please. Tell us, how is the commercial activities affecting you? Stores na ya tutumono.
Higher pa stores na ya tumono. Ono de emfa ho. And so duania yen tono. Koko at least anopase. Esese koko de omoma kwan no omonye. Se omo krono afa baby a afa no. At least hono omon shemra. And so kwan nechi de omoma yenye duane keke. Me say koko na metoto. And so because of that no mamba. And so adrian de pa omumma ye kwan na duane no ye echena so ye se duane nka ho nti ho no emra no mo ahye ye obi kuro ye ntumi enka se ye nye enso no omo anhye problem kakra wo ho kwan na chi no omumma kwan ma ye duane a awoho no ma omo wo hafa no omo betumi akọ eha na omo akọpẹ bibi edi se mena na ye kosra obi ye kọ osi obenum nsuo mpo unye bi num gise ura obi fie ansa na obetumi atọ pure water.
Well, so some residents of Nungwade adhering to that curfew despite a statement by the police saying that they have not imposed any curfew on the community. Joining me on the line is a member of the Nungwa Traditional Council, Ni Bote Jalisane II, for more. Good afternoon, Ni. Thanks for your time. Now, your subjects seem to be indoors because, well, probably they fear the curfew is still in force. What are you doing to encourage them to come out and do business as usual?
President, let me talk here. Can you speak up a bit?
Hello, can you hear me now, sir?
No, I can hear you.
Yes, I was saying that, well, we've picked up information in Nungwa that residents are indoors. They are adhering to the curfew probably because they fear what will happen to them if they do not stay indoors. What are you doing to encourage them to come out and do business as usual, since the police has released a statement saying that there's no curfew in Nungwa?
Thank you very much. We have not imposed any curfew on the people of Nungwa. What they term curfew has been done and completed already. It is not curfew. It is a right that is performed once every year. And then also, if a person like the overlord also pass on, it is also performed. And the overlord or the woolowner died once many years. So it is not about imposition of any curfew. It is about performance of a right by the elders of Nungwa. So as I speak with you, the curfew in quotes, what they tell, which we call AGECO or Agrichemo, has been completed. We've done that and completed. So now everybody has the right of movement, free of movement, free of vehicle movement, etc., etc. So there's no curfew as I speak with you.
Well, but when we went to the market, the shops were closed. And we also spoke to Ifiatenge, who is PRO of the police service. And she also mentioned that apparently some due process was not followed in this decision to impose what you call a curfew on the people. What's your response to that, sir?
This is also a bit down. Can you speak up a bit for me?
What I'm saying is that we visited some communities within the Nungua traditional area, and we've seen that the shops have been closed. So, well, you're saying that you didn't impose a curfew, but the people are staying indoors, adhering to what you call a quote-unquote a curfew. And we also spoke to Ifiatenge with the Ghana Police Service, and she says that due process was not followed in imposing this curfew. What's your response to that, sir?
Yes, I've already said to you that it is not about curfew. And what they term curfew was done yesterday. But it started the performance of the right started yesterday at 11 p.m. And by 2:30 a.m. this morning, that's been completed. What you see around now is you are talking about the closure of the shops. It's also another day for the respect for the overlord who has passed on, whom we are to bury tomorrow. You understand? And we said that these ones, we are appealing to them to cooperate with us for us to go through this our right. It's not about coercion. It's not about forcing anybody, coercing anybody to do this or that. It's about an appeal. It's about an appeal to everybody who is living on our land, including the citizens, including everybody, to give that respect to the overlord of the land, because it's passed on, tomorrow it will be buried. That's all what we are saying. However, we are saying that banks, hospitals, schools, and other service providers are not even included. We don't even appeal to them.
All right, then there seems to be some communication problem here, because we know that banks are closed, for example. So how was this whole arrangement communicated?
Okay, as a result of the meeting with the police yesterday, we have to go on air, like I'm speaking with you, to explain the situation, to explain how the whole process is like. You understand? As of this morning, there's an information station or center in town. We have given an announcement on the information center. We are also speaking to the various radio stations as I'm speaking to you now.
All right. So finally, before you leave us, sir, an update on funeral arrangement of the late Wulomo and his burial.
Yes, the arrangement is that people are passing the body. Now today, chiefs and other people have done theirs. Tomorrow will be the burial. But people are coming from all the geographical angles of Ghana. And I think VVIPs are also coming. I don't want to mention that, but our top hierarchy of this nation have indicated their willingness to mourn with us tomorrow morning.
And I mean, what's the span of the funeral? How many days is it going to take? And would people get the opportunity to view the body? And how is it going to take place and all that?
Well, the arrangement is only will end tomorrow. Publicly. Sunday will also continue with some rites, but that one is private, very private. But for the public, it is tomorrow.
Tomorrow they'll have the opportunity to view the body.
Yes, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time. There's a Ni Bote Jalasani II. He's a member of the Nungua Traditional Council, giving us some updates on this misunderstanding between residents and the Traditional Council in terms of a curfew. Now, they say they did not impose a curfew. All they wanted was for residents of the Nungua traditional area to respect the dead Wulomo, who would be buried later this week. And also later in this bulletin, the Minister of Railway and Development, Joe Gatti, has announced that government will be seeking to provide tax incentives to enable factories set up at places close to railway lines to ensure efficiency and effective operation of the sector.